Hello and welcome back to this new video of mine. If you can hear some noises, it's because I'm currently in New York City. Never thought I would ever say that, but here we are. Look at this. And we're going book shopping today, because what else is there left to do, right? In New York City, there are a lot of things that we can do, but of course we have to go to the local bookstores. I'm so excited, I'm gonna take you with me. I just want to get right into this video because I don't want to wait too long. I'm just excited. Okay, let's go. So we are currently in Brooklyn on our way to the ripped Bodice, which is like a new store that opened. They only have romance books. I'm really curious. It's so cute. Let's go.
You left me stranded, looking like a fool. All those nights alone in our bedroom. You said one thing and did another, didn't you?
This is gorgeous.
Know this, I refuse to be blue.
Is it recording? Oh yeah. I just got out of the ripped Bodice. It was such a cute store. They had like only romance books, of course. But it was so pretty as well. I think it was the prettiest bookstore I've ever been to be honest. I got a signed book. I'm gonna show it to you later when I'm home. And now we're actually looking for some coffee.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. What is it? Almost 2?
It's almost 2.
Oh. And no coffee yet, so it's not okay. It's not an option. So let's go.
The shame is on you. I'm your man. Stand up for me. No apologies for days and weeks. A promise is big enough, you know. You can at least try to start using the word please, and maybe then we could start over by being friends.
I love this. If you haven't read this yet, read it right now. Love it, and love this too. The bookstore we just went into was so crazy. It was so nice and cozy. It was amazing. And now we're gonna head to another one, but I also got a book there already, so that's it. Oh, busy. We're still on the lookout for a scarf because I'm freezing cold, but that's besides the video. Talk to you later at Strand. That's the next bookstore we're heading to. And what I forgot to say, it was in a mall, which was very cool. But if you're in that mall, you have to make sure to also go downstairs and get some food, because it was like such a cool marketplace, sort of. I thought it would be an old bookstore based on the pictures, but it wasn't. Like the environment was pretty modern, just the bookstore had an old vibe. That was interesting. We're standing in front of the Strand right now, and they have over 2.5 million books. What the hell? 18 miles of books. Crazy. Out here you can already see they have like the special and used editions. I'm really curious. And apparently it was like an entire book block back then, like multiple blocks full of bookstores, and this was the only one that survived, which was almost 100 years ago. We're gonna go briefly inside now and we're gonna see everything. Gonna get a coffee, of course. Let's go. So busy in here, but it's gigantic, so I'm thinking of maybe coming back another time when it's less busy, because it's literally so small. Like you have so many small areas where you can only walk, so it's a bit less fun if it's very crowded, you know.
Glitter and it's such a glamour. Wanna impress
Rise and shine. It's currently day 2 of our book shopping trip. It's the outfit today. It's so freezing cold. It's crazy. I think it's gonna be like 2 degrees Celsius. So who cares? Whatever. So we're gonna head to Barnes Noble today and to Strand probably as well. Let's see. I really need my coffee. I need energy and some food. So, okay, let's head downtown. No, uptown. It's uptown. We're currently standing in front of the Barnes Noble at Union Square, which is the biggest bookstore in the world. It has over 4 stories. I think it has 4 stories, I believe. Yeah, it's huge. So I would say let's head right into it and get a coffee as well, because I need it very badly. Cappuccino and a bagel and a caramel macchiato.
Lights out, I'm your favorite. Too many ways, been in your place, there's delays. Added up plus sign, zeros on the table. Driving and vibing, bring the bill later. Wanna make it bigger, just a little bit of flavor showing up to my space, I'm a fashion dealer. I'm your biggest bidder, meet me in the middle. I just don't wanna settle under these lucid dreams. I'm not just a visionary, it's all making sense to me. Not a basic, ain't no ordinary. Stay put.
So I'm sitting here on the ground right now. I'm curious about this one. It's good, right? Or Archer's Voice, or I really want to read Pestilence too. I don't know. I think I'm really gonna go for this one for sure, and the other ones I'm gonna think about. I think so. So these are so gorgeous. I've seen them before, but I'm really thinking if I should get them. I mean, do I need them? No. Are they gonna be heavy in my suitcase? Yes. But are they gorgeous? Pretty much. We're out of Barnes Noble now. Damage has been done, but it was fun. And now we're heading to Central Park, because the weather is beautiful. Maybe we're going to the Strand later today or tomorrow again, but that's it for now. I'm gonna give you a haul in a bit. Exciting.
It's all making sense to me. Not a basic, ain't no ordinary. Stay put, we gon' get higher. You're the product.
We are in front of Barnes Noble again. It's pouring rain, yay. And we just went to the Strand as well, but it was way too crowded, so I couldn't film. So let's see if it's actually less crowded in the Barnes, which I doubt. I highly doubt it, but let's see. We're gonna head inside now. I'm excited. New York. I'm back home now. I'm gonna cry. I have my Empire State Building mug here and I'm unwell. I'm not okay. It's so gloomy and rainy and yeah, it is what it is. But at least it's book haul time, so it's a bit more positive. Cheers. New York was beautiful. So many beautiful bookstores as well. What did I do? It was amazing. I wish I could go back right now because even rain was magical. I'm rambling again, as I always do. Hi, if you're new to this channel, that's what you get. A lot of rambling, a lot of chaotic energy. But let's head right into this haul. The first bookstore we went to was the Ripped Bodice in Brooklyn, which also recently just opened. I think they opened this summer, if I'm not mistaken. It was so aesthetic. I've never seen a bookstore this aesthetic. Okay, well, there were a lot of pretty ones in New York, gotta say, but they really have the prettiest bookstores there. And they had a section with only signed books. I was actually looking for Love Redesigned by Lauren Escher. Didn't have it, was already sold out. But I found another book because I had it on my wish list for a very long time. And when I saw it in Brooklyn, I was like, that's the book for me. And it's called Made in Manhattan. I mean, I bought it in Brooklyn, but whatever. Still a New York love story. And it's by Lauren Lane. I already started reading it. And the book girlies out there, they know. Something that you put your drinks on, I use as a bookmark because I didn't have anything else. Literally, we're getting creative at this point. And here's the signature. So cute. I love it. I'm so happy. But that was also the only thing I got in the bookstore. I wanted a tote. I felt like they had pretty cute totes, but they were $25. And I feel like $25 plus taxes, not really necessary, right? Is it? I don't think so. I'm very excited. I thought it's first person POV, but apparently it's third person. So we're following a love story about a man and a woman, and she's living on the Upper East Side. And I think he's from the South. And she has to make him fit in and make him fit into their society. So that's like kind of the challenge that she accepted. That's the love story about it. I'm pretty curious. So far it's pretty cute, but I'm not so far into it yet, so I cannot tell you much. We're going in chronological order. What am I saying? We're going in chronological order. After we went to the Bodice, we went to McNally Books, also in Brooklyn. I told you about it briefly, so it was kind of weird because it was like a huge mall and then they had the bookstore in there, but the bookstore looked so old and classy and I literally thought it has been there probably for like hundreds of years already. So that was kind of odd to me, but it was cool. It was a nice store. It had such a cozy vibe. Actually, it was one of my favorites as well. I feel like I maybe even liked McNally Books a bit better than the Bodice, just because it had like different floors and levels and it was just nice. The vibe was immaculate and the music they were playing was so calming. I don't know, I loved it. If you're in that mall, if you go to the -1 floor, you have to go there because it is like a marketplace. There are different vendors of food, like different small restaurant stands kind of type of thing. It was so cool. If you're there, maybe get a snack there or some lunch, maybe a glass of wine if you feel fancy. Definitely can recommend. Let's talk about the books that I got at the bookstore. It was The Good Part by Sophie Cousins. I talked to you about this one in my new releases video of new releases in November. You can see my reaction when I first found out about this book back there in the video. I can link it somewhere here for you, but it is such an interesting trope, such an interesting story. It is about time traveling, but it's also more like literary fiction. It kind of, from the concept, reminded me a bit of 7 Year Slip. And I loved 7 Year Slip so much. This book has my heart. I was just so excited about this when I saw it. Our protagonist in here is basically so tired of her life that she wishes to skip to the good part of her life. And suddenly it happens. She wakes up as her 40-year-old self next to a husband. She has 2 children. She has her dream job. And she doesn't know if she just skipped a part of her life or whatever happened, right? If she can ever go back, how she even got there. Everything is confusing. I think this is gonna be very like self-reflective in a way. I expect to learn a lot from this book. For me, the question that arises is just, if you technically surface level wise have everything that you want, are you actually happy then? Or can you already be happy even though you don't have it yet, right? I'm really curious and I'm so happy I found this. I haven't heard any reviews about it yet, to be honest. But oh, I even got a bookmark. I didn't know. Oh, that's so cute. And you can write something on the back. Amazing. Love that. That's the next book I got, but also the only book I got in that bookstore. In the beginning, I tried to be a bit more sane with my buying decisions, and then it escalated a bit. So now we're getting to the escalation part, actually. Let's move over to Strand. I showed you the stand they had at Strand. No, but I showed you the stands they had outside. So these were all used books and bargain priced books. I got a book there for $5, I believe, which is a pretty good deal. And what I got, it's so random, it's really so random. I got Basic Witches, How to Summon Success, Banish Drama and Raise Hell with Your Coffin. I don't know, it just sounded kind of funny to me because of like the banish drama and raise hell with your coven. I don't know. It looked like a cute book. You can tell it's a bit Gen Z type of stuff. But it was funny because we were at the Bodice before and my boyfriend actually saw this book and I didn't know he saw it. Like, he didn't tell me. And then I saw it at the bargain price thingy. And then he told me that he saw this book at the Bodice and he already thought that I might like it. And then I just thought it's a sign, you know? Then I have to get it. Like, I don't believe that this is a true guide, but I've been writing a few short stories recently about Wicca and witchery, and I thought doing a bit more research might be fun. I don't know if this is a credible source, I will have to figure that out, but it looked cute, so why not, right? Let's call it research. Also, the Strand had a signed book section and I got kind of lost in it, gotta say. It was so crowded in there. I've never seen a bookstore be this crowded. I was actually kind of stressed. Usually bookstores calm me down, but the Strand was just too much for me. Especially the ground floor. So many people. I cannot. But it's also Christmas season, so it makes sense. But what I got is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Never heard of it before, actually. I don't know. I think it came out recently. I don't know if this is talked about a lot. It's a very interesting storyline, though. She seems to be quite a famous author because she wrote a lot of books, but I actually don't know any of her books, I think. Well, I'm also very forgetful, so it could be that I've seen books of hers before and I just can't remember. Could be. It's also a sports romance, but not completely, so like bear with me for a second, okay? I mean, this is a huge book. Oh, did I say it's a signed edition? Why am I such a mess? Okay, first of all, it's a signed edition. I'm gonna show you the signature. Here it is. We love that. Okay, so she meets the love interest of this book in a sports bar, but she's still in a relationship with someone who also plays sports, but in the opposing teams. So like the guy that she meets and her boyfriend are rivals, basically. And she has a very good connection to our love interest in here for the first time that they're meeting, but because she's still in a relationship, nothing comes of it, and it's never the right time. So this is like a very slow burn. I expect it to be, at least. Then after a while she thought that her actual boyfriend that she had before was her prince, right? But then he turns out to be a fraud. And a few years later she meets our love interest in here again. They start reconciling their relationship, but with that also a lot of trouble comes up for her because she still has trauma from the past relationship. And also that guy that, like her ex now, he is coming back and he doesn't want to let her go, so he's not accepting that she met someone else. That sounds, okay, hear me out, okay? This sounds a bit more like a realistic love story to me, because it can happen that you're in a relationship with someone that's very, very toxic, and then you meet someone and it's just never the right time, and then at one point you are able to be together, but you still have to work through all those issues that you've had because of the first relationship, right? So that sounds very well thought through to me, and not just like a rom-com type of thing, but that actually is like a real love story. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I needed to be a bit more realistic, and of course they're like star hockey players or something. I think it's hockey. NBA. What is NBA? Football? I think NBA is football, right? Or is it basketball? Basketball. Yeah, if I would have any clue about sports, you know, I'm just a reader. What can I do? Yeah, I think that was really promising, and I've never heard about this book. I feel like picking up books just based on what it says on the back is just so fun. I got so used to picking up books because of other people's recommendations online, but actually going book shopping and finding new ones is also kind of fun. I did that with this one and I'm so curious. We went a second time to Strand because, as I said, the first time it was just way too crowded, way too busy. I did not like it. The second time around it was even worse. So I didn't film the second time, but I told you about it. And the second time I was there, I got a little bag. Isn't it cute? I gotta say, I wanted a tote bag at first, but they were also $25. And I'm not down to spending $25 for a tote bag. I don't know about you. This was a bit more affordable, and I thought I could put my annotation stuff in there. And we also have some goodies in here, of course. So when I was in New York, don't judge me, I got back into my Sex and the City phase. I don't know what happened, but I wanted nothing more than just rewatch an episode with Carrie Bradshaw. So what I did was actually watch the movie, and I was like, I really want to be able to read the books. I don't know. I've never read the books and I've heard they're okay, but that's basically all the series is based on, so of course I want to read the books, right? Then I went to Strand because they have so many books, 2.5 million. I was like, if I'm gonna find it somewhere, I'm gonna find it here. I was asking like, do you have the Sex and the City book, the original one? And he was like,
check, we should have one more left.
And then he went with me through the entire store to the back corner, like really all the way in the back. I could have never found this spot, to be honest. Good that I asked, because otherwise I would have been so lost. And I got the last edition of Sex and the City. It's not the prettiest cover. I mean, who's surprised? Not me, because it's like 20 years old at this point or something. But I got it for $6. Can't say no to that, right? Ah, I think it's a UK edition. Okay, cool. Basically, these are all the columns. Oh, I have a Strand bookmark now. I didn't see that. I'm happy about this. Okay. I didn't even have to use my mug thingy for my other book. Okay, whatever. So these are basically all her different columns that the author published, which is kind of cool. I've never read a book in that concept. So basically she's the real Carrie Bradshaw.
I wasn't ready to accept that all single men were freaks.
Have any of you read Sex and the City, or have you only watched the series? If you did read it, let me know if it's actually good, because I saw online that the series is way better, but okay. Oh, I also got a little bookmark. I really forgot what I bought. I bought so many things there. But I bought a New Yorker bookmark. A bookmark? No, magnet. Isn't it cute? So I have an obsession with the New Yorker, as you can see, because I also bought a notebook. I don't know what my obsession is. I think just literary magazines and everything are just so fascinating to me, especially in such a big city as New York, and it has a nice aesthetic. I wanted like a cute small notebook that I can just throw into every pouch or bag that I have. If I have an idea, I just want to be able to write it down immediately. That's what I got this for. And I'm so happy. I mean, it fits in here perfectly too. That stuff makes me so happy, you cannot even imagine. Actually, I think you can imagine because this is a book channel and we all share the same hobby over here, but it just brings so much joy to me. I don't know. I'm such a New York tourist type of girly, huh? I bought Sex and the City, bought a Strand Toad and New Yorker merch while I'm sipping out of my Empire State Building mug. Of course, we also went to Barnes and Noble. I said it's the biggest Barnes and Noble in the world, or the biggest bookstore in the world, which I thought my research was correct. But apparently the address is another one and that store closed 15 years ago or 18 years ago. So I'm confused now. It's definitely a huge store and it's one of the biggest ones in the world. If it's the biggest, my sources were not that up to date anymore, so I could be wrong. One of the books that I got I already showed you before. It's Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score. Lucy Score is just an author that really intrigues me and I just haven't read a book of hers yet, and I'm attempting to collect a few of hers and to make a video. So if you're curious, stay tuned. There's gonna be a Lucy Score video coming. So they're basically working together, renovating homes and changing lives. It's like a TV show type of thing, like reading Mr. Fixer-Upper, like Fixer-Upper the TV series, I believe. Our female protagonist is behind the camera and our male protagonist is in front of the camera. It's kind of enemies to lovers because they really can't stand each other, but after a while sparks fly, of course. In order to save her reputation, she should better not sleep with him because it would not look good on her if she would do it, right? She's gonna be the screwed one if she sleeps with the star of the show. That's the struggle that she's running into right now. Wow, I didn't know she was writing so many books. I didn't know she had so many. Okay, it sounds interesting, it sounds cute, but I cannot tell you more. I just heard, I think, Destiny Sidwell talk about it a few times, but I also don't remember what she said about it. I just heard her say it and I felt like the name was really intriguing to me. It just stuck to me, you know? I don't know if you have that too sometimes, but I feel like something is communicating to me, you know? But when I was in the bookstore and I was looking for books, suddenly, I wasn't even in the romance section, but something in my mind was saying suddenly, Mr. Fixer-Upper. And I was like, what? What is going on? And then I thought, okay, I'm just gonna look for it, maybe I'm gonna see it. And I found it and I was like, what can one do other than buy the book? Do you have that too sometimes? That just suddenly out of your subconscious there's something coming up and it's like telling you what to buy? Maybe I'm weird, I don't know. That sounded pretty like a shopaholic type of thing.
You see someone cute and he smiles and your heart kind of goes like warm butter sliding down hot toast. Well, that's what it's like when I see a store.
Well, I was on vacation, guys, okay? So I deserved some book shopping. The next thing I got at Barnes & Noble was the rom-com. I also told you about this book in my November releases video. I was so curious about that one too. That sounded so good. Also a place in New York, as you can see here. What better time to buy a New York book than in New York City? You tell me, I don't know. It's a work environment romance and they really hate each other down to the core and they have a bet going, I believe, or a plan of how they can like rival out each other. They're both journalists. So journalists in New York City combined with my obsession about the New Yorker. I think it makes sense, right? It makes sense. It sounds very funny, sounds very entertaining. I'm just really curious. Oh my god, I remember now. Cassidy Sutton has had it with dating. So when her grandmother gives her a 1950s dating guide entitled 125 Tips to Hook a Husband, she decides to turn the retro advice into an ironic what not to do article for Siren, the popular online romance publication she writes for. I remember that. I remember reading that and thinking, that's iconic, I love the grammar. Give me 125 tips to hook a husband, please. Okay, I'm 21. Maybe not. I'm gonna save it for a later time, okay? No, I love that. Okay, yeah, I'm excited about this. I forgot what this was about. I'm a mess. You know, sometimes if you buy so many books, because I also ordered books, book haul coming soon, just saying. I have a problem, I think. If you buy so many books and you hear about books on a daily basis, that at one point your mind is just bull. Like you don't remember anything that's going on, and now I remembered everything and I was like, oh yeah, that was so nice. Okay, I need to calm down. I had too much coffee perhaps. Let's drink some more, shall we? Lastly, finally, we went back to Barnes & Noble the last day. I gave you a short update about that. Actually, for this book, Archer's Voice, I actually wasn't interested in reading Archer's Voice before. Like, not that interested. A little bit interested, but not too much. But then I saw this stunning edition, and here comes the kicker. It is annotated by the author. Oh! Oh, oh wow, I didn't know. What? I left a postcard in here. Oh, I think my boyfriend put this in here because we went to Serendipity, like the movie cafe, you know, you remember Serendipity? To anyone who's watched Serendipity, put a sparkle emoji down in the comments because I really want to know. But we went there and I got a I got a napkin and I told her we have to save the napkin from Serendipity. I have an issue, okay? I'm a collector, I'm a hoarder. But okay, the kicker. Here comes the kicker. It's an annotated book by the author. I've never heard about that before. It's so cute because she literally wrote, like not exactly wrote in this book, but she gave like remarks and annotations next to almost every scene that she wrote. That's so special. For those of you that don't know me yet, this year I was studying in Florida and I took some writing courses and I really fell in love with writing and I started to analyze writing as well more. And when I now saw that I can actually analyze basically a book and can see what the author thought about the scene and how they developed the scene afterwards, it's so interesting to me. It's like I see like the step-by-step process of writing as well. Does that make sense? I see the writing process basically in this book summarized. And that's just for me who's like really interested in that. Also kind of helpful to understand how to put emotions and thoughts on a page and put them into proper words and really make them convey a certain energy that you want to convey or a certain scenery. I was just so intrigued and it's so beautiful under the dust jacket as well. Let me show you. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's so gorgeous. I had to get this. It was a bit more pricey. It cost $30, but I got a $5 Barnes Noble coupon, so I definitely used that. I was just so fascinated when I saw this. So that's what we came back for. This was this haul. It was a long one. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was definitely one of my favorite videos I've done so far. Just the energy is so good. I don't know. I just love the city. So yeah. Have a beautiful and blissful day and I'm gonna see you next week. Bye!